Alright, if you're an absolute OG of this channel, you should be shocked right now. Because yes, it is back. For the new subscribers who don't know, this exact CLK 500 is the entire reason this channel kinda even exists. Years ago, my buddy spotted my old CLK, my CLK 500, and hit me up. And that single moment sparked a friendship and a massive build journey for both of us. But then, disaster struck. This car developed an issue where it was just going into limp mode and practically couldn't drive the car anywhere. This nightmare issue that trapped it in a shop for a whole year and a half drained his wallet with absolute zero luck fixing it. He was finally ready to part ways with it, but instead of letting it go to someone random, like a random stranger, he wanted it to go to a good home. He practically gave it to me for a price I couldn't say no to. Now this car is officially back on the channel. We have a massive mystery to solve, a broken Mercedes CLK 500 coupe, and a lot of work to do. Let's get into it. So yes, we're back with another CLK 500 on the channel. But this time, it's not a convertible, it's actually a coupe. I've never actually experienced a coupe before, so it should be slightly different. Well, the coupes are a little bit lighter, and this one is a 7-speed instead of a 5-speed, so shifts quicker. Man, yeah, we will see what we get ourselves into with this CLK 500. Honestly, I'm really kind of excited to get back into a W209 just to experience it for a little bit, because honestly, I gotta say, I missed the CLK, my previous CLK. You guys know that CLK. That CLK was brutal. You guys loved that car so much, and even up to now, like, I still get messages on the W209, the CLK people saying, dude, it's because of your car, that's why I'm getting a CLK 500. These things are pretty popular and they are pretty fun. The other thing that I'm excited about is experiencing another NA car. I want to see how that feels like. I'm so used to boosted cars now, like I can only do boost now, but I definitely want to see how the NA feels again. Before we even start with anything with this car, obviously there are some issues with it that I gotta figure out and get it resolved. A whole story behind this car and the reason why I got this car, just to help out with my buddy, but there is issues with it that I need figured out. Also, with you guys' help, comment down below, because once we get a few videos of this on the channel, I would love to know your thoughts before I dive into it. Who knows, it could be an easy fix, who knows, I don't know. These cars are pretty finicky, so when it comes to electronic stuff, I want to give you guys a quick walk around on the car real quick and go from there. I mean, this thing needs a wash. I haven't even done anything with this at all. I drove it here and it was in limp mode, and honestly, the story behind this car is the same story that I had with my CLK 500 when I first got it. It's pretty much the exact same thing that's happening. Things have been done, I did to my CLK, and it fixed the issue, but it didn't really fix it on this car. So that's why I don't know how or where it's gonna end up in terms of fixing it. That's why I'm saying you guys should help me out if you guys do know the answer. I mean, it's gonna be hard for you guys to know the answer, but you can throw some ideas out there. So someone could have a quick answer on this and it will save me a bunch of time with this. So let me walk around real quick. The car is super dirty. It's been sitting for quite some time. So this is the exterior. It's got aftermarket wheels on it. I'm not too sure what wheels these are, but they look like factory size wheels. Actually, no, these are 18-inch wheels. I mean, the body is pretty clean. I don't know when it was last washed, but it looks like it was washed. Tips, it's got some exhaust on it. This is actually tuned by Race IQ. If you guys are OG that have been watching the channel, I got my buddy to tune with Race IQ when I got tuned with Race IQ on my CLK 500. So it has this Race IQ tune on it, pops and bangs. It sounds insane. I forgot how that actually sounds. When I first turned it on, when I went to go grab the car, gave it a few reps, dude, it sounded amazing. It's got some exhaust work also done to it. We'll get into that later on. This is pretty much the exterior. Headlights definitely need restored. That should be easy to get done. I definitely want to wash the car because it's pretty dirty. The wheels are really dirty. Let's take a look at the inside. Inside also needs some pretty deep cleaning, like the carpets. The interior, this color, I'm gonna have to get used to it. Oh, I forgot. This has the pedal shifters on the steering wheel, which is super cool. We might actually get that replaced to the pedal shifters I have on the E55. That would be a sweet upgrade. Let's look at the back real quick. Yeah, this needs cleaned. You guys can't really see it, but there's cobwebs on the back seat, along the back seat right there. Other than that, I mean, it looks pretty clean. Center console definitely needs cleaned. Yeah. All right, let me hop on the driver's side real quick, show you guys. Man. Oh, trunk, there's a bunch of stuff in the trunk, you guys. A bunch of stuff. I need to clear this out. Probably stuff I can sell on eBay. And this is the driver's. Obviously you can tell it needs some cleaning. Look at that, pretty dirty. I don't really like cleaning interior. It takes a very, very long time, but this really needs cleaned. Oh boy, yeah, that's pretty dirty. Steering wheel also, that is, I don't even know if we can even restore it. Look at how dirty it is. Look at that. Dang. That right there, you guys are probably wondering, that's for subwoofers, but he took them out of the car. So that really doesn't work. He asked if I wanted the subwoofers, but I didn't want it at all. What else is back here? Manual is back there, books. Yeah, that's all gonna need vacuumed and cleaned. Other than that interior, I think everything works, really. There's not really any issues that the car needs work on in terms of electronics wise, but in terms of limp mode wise, yeah, that needs fixed. Oh, this is sagging a little bit. I'll see if I can fix that. But other than that, that is the inside. Let's check out the engine bay. You guys are probably dying to see the engine bay, and you guys are probably dying to know how much miles are on this thing. All right, typical engine bay, 500. Nothing really exciting to see here. Everything is pretty much stock on here, except for stage 1 tune and exhaust. Oh yeah, so exhaust, you guys are probably wondering. So this thing has still the primary and the secondary cats, but it has the resonator and the muffler deleted, and it sounds amazing. I remember when I first got my CLK like that, it sounded really amazing until you take the secondary cats off, and it's pretty loud, but it sounds really good, but it's pretty loud. But I think I like this setup more, just a resonator and muffler delete versus a secondary delete also. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it for it. Let's check out how things are looking underneath here. Valve covers have been recently done, so they are pretty spot on. I have no clue what the heck that is. What the heck? Let's check it out. Oh, interesting. The gasket came off of the actual... Oh, that stinks. Okay. I'm going to try and see if I can close it with it. It's not going to fall in the engine bay. Just so I don't want the oil to leak. Dang. Okay. Well, new cap for it. You guys are wondering, how many miles is on this thing? It's got 91,000 miles on it. 91,000 miles. 91,000 miles? That is ridiculously low mileage for this car. Not broken in at all. I mean, if you look at the engine bay, if you look down here, you could tell, like, stuff still looks pretty brand new. 91,000 miles in 2026? That's pretty low. So you guys probably want to know what the heck is wrong with this thing. Stay tuned, you guys, in this video. We'll dive into it. All right, I know you guys probably want to hear the car, how it sounds, so we'll go ahead and start it up real quick. It doesn't have a license plate on it, so let's see. We might take it just around the neighborhood. And hopefully, I don't know if it's gonna spit out the issue it's having right now, but on the way here, it basically went into limp mode, and once it goes into limp mode, pretty much you can't move it out of park. It stays in park if you move it from drive to park. So let's see if we can actually get it into drive right now. All right. I don't think this is a cold start. Yeah, it's still pretty warm. That sounded really good. Oh, there we go. Look, it's already throwing the codes. Check engine light, display malfunction, visit workshop. And that's about it. You can't really see the mouse. All right, let's see if I can get this into drive. Yep, it's stuck. So that is the issue with this. Pretty much, let me close this door. It's really hot. I gotta turn on the AC. Holy smokes. AC works great on this thing also. Okay, I don't want it too loud. Yeah, pretty much that's what's happening with this. It goes into limp mode after you drive the car for about, let's just say about 10 minutes. Once it gets warmed up, it goes into limp mode. I don't really know what the issue is. I gotta scan it to see what the check engine light is. I've scanned the other modules. There are a few codes for the ESP and the TCU. I gotta clear the malfunctions before this can actually go into drive. But other than that, man, this thing sounds amazing. I'm gonna show you guys how it sounds right now. Actually, not right now. We'll do that later. Let's see if we can, let me get into the ESP module, see if it would, cannot communicate with the ESP. Interesting. That's odd. Let me try this one more time. I definitely want to get on the road with you guys on this car in the neighborhood. Let's see if we can get back into it. I doubt it. It's really not wanting to communicate with it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yep, it's not gonna go back into drive. Oh, ESP defective. Okay, so that's new. Brake wear, visit workshop. And yeah, so that's where we're at with the car right now. It's actually really hot. It's super hot. I'm sweating. I'll throw up the codes real quick on the screen for you guys to see what I got from the transmission and ECU and ESP, and then go from there. You guys can look at it and let me know. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. These are all service records. It's a title right there. Service records of what the previous shop has done in the previous years of trying to get this car fixed. And it's so sad that, you know, this couldn't get fixed. And this is True Automotive. If you guys know True Automotive, some stuff they did on this car was just like, just to get this car to be fixed, it took, if I can remember, maybe 2 of them trying to figure out how to resolve the issue on this car, and it's cost the previous owner a lot of money. That's where I'll leave it at. Like, I don't think this is something really complicated, but we'll see. I'm gonna go through this folder and go from there, see all that they've done, and I'll try and rule out what has already been done and do what I need to do on here.